So, very good afternoon to all of you. So, now I would like to invite our youngest speaker, Mr. Raj Kumar, Assistant Professor and Head Department of Mathematics, Government PG College, Jhunjhunu, Rajasthan. He has received his MSc from IIT Roorkee and also pursuing his PhD in coding theory from IIT Roorkee. He has also worked as an assistant professor in Department of Mathematics, EIT University, Dehradun. Currently, he is an assistant professor and head Department of Mathematics, Government PG College, Jhunjhunu, Rajasthan. So, welcome Rajkumar sir. So
Thank
I request to Mr. Rajkumar, please start your talk on the algebraic codes over finite fields and rings. Rajkumar sir.
okay. Okay, thank you very much, sir. First of all, I am very thankful to Dr. Ratnesh Mishra, sir, who have invited me to present my lecture here. Thank you very much. Ratnesh, sir. Hello.
Yes. हाँ visible slide दिख रहा है.
Okay, sir. My screen is visible.
Yes, visible.
Oh, okay. Thank you, sir. Uh, my research area is algebraic coding theory. Basically, coding theory is basically applications of algebra. In coding theory, suppose we want to transmit a message from one place to another place. Then there is a, suppose our communication channel means medium. Suppose our communication channel is noisy. Then there is chance of occurring error in our message. How can we correct and how can we detect? How can we detect, and after that, how can we correct this error? We study in algebraic coding theory. Basically, these things are known as code. This theory is known as coding theory. But in our mathematics, we are using, when we go to we are using some algebraic tools there. So this is known as algebraic coding theory. Algebraic tools, that means we are using here field and after that ring. These are main concept of algebra. So we are saying this algebraic coding theory. These types of our channel and these are medium, may be a telephone line, a high frequency radio link, or a satellite communication link. This is in this diagram I am showing you the a communication system. These things are the main parts of a communication system. First thing is message source. Message source means this includes our message. This is a set of our messages. And after this, source encoder. Source encoder means we are changing our message into some code words. For example, I want to send a message banana. So we cannot send banana. As you know, we have to convert the banana into some code words. Initially, we are using binary codes. That means binary digits, 0 and 1. But now we are taking some advance. We are not using 0, 1, but after we can also use some extra digits besides 0 and 1. Okay. So in source encoding, we have to change the message into some code words. And after that, we have to send into the channel. And after that, source decoder will receive this message and source decoder will decode this message and receiver will get the original message. But in this whole communication system, there is chance of occurring error in the message. How can we detect and correct this error? I am showing you these things by a very simple example. We have to go to next slide. Suppose we have 4 messages to be transmitted: apple, banana, cherry, and grape. First thing is source encoding. Source encoding means firstly we have to change these messages into some code words. For example, I am using here only two digits 0 and 1 known binary digits. Suppose apple is encoded as 00, banana is encoded as 01, cherry is encoded at 10, and grape is encoded 11. Okay. Suppose I want to transmit the message apple. Okay. Apple is encoded at 00. We have to send this message using some device, or we can say that satellite. This is different part of this system. We are only giving examples of encoding and decoding. So we have to forget these things, what is between them. Okay. So 00 is transmitted to the channel which is noisy, and suppose this due to this noisy communications channel, some error has been occurred in the message. Suppose 00 is converted into 01, last 0 is converted into 1. That means a single error has been occurred in the message. We have sent the message apple, decoder get the source decoder get the message 01, and after decoding receiver get the message banana. That means we have sent the message apple and receiver get the message banana. That means our communication fails. We have to send the message apple. That means receiver must get the message apple. That means our communication fail. The first thing is, how can we detect this error? And after that, after detection, how can we correct this error? This is the main thing we study in coding theory. So that means we have to add some extra encoder, which is known as channel encoder in our communication system. So now our communication system becomes message source, source encoder, and after that channel encoder. And this is a channel, and this part also get three systems, which is receiver, source decoder, and channel decoder. What will do channel encoder? In channel encoder, we have to add some redundancy in the message. That redundancy means we have to add in source encoding, we have changed the message into some code words, and channel encoder will add some extra digit in the message. Extra digit, with the help of these extra digits, we can detect, and after that we can correct the errors in our message. For example, same example I am taking here. Apple is encoded at 00, banana is encoded at 01, cherry is 10, grape is 11. That means we have gone up to source encoding. After that, what will we do in channel encoding? We can see in the next slide. Now I am adding one extra digit in all these messages. This is called redundancy, and this is the main work who is done by channel encoding. Suppose now 00 is encoded at 000. That means last digit I am adding here. 01 I am adding last one. So now this message becomes 011, 10 become 101, and 11 become 110. That means in last digit I am adding some extra bit here. Okay. Now our message becomes 000, 011, 101, 110. I am denoting this set of message by C1. Now if want to, suppose now I want to send the message banana. Now banana is 000. Suppose some error has been occurred in the message. In single digit has been occurred in the message. So this message 000 can be changed into 100 or 010 or 001. Single error. But we can notice here that 100, 010, 001 is not a part of this message. That means we can say that some error has been occurred in the message. We can assume that because this is after introducing only single digit error in the message, we can note that there is no chance of the message which can be included in the C1. That means this is a single error detecting code. Now we have detected this single error, but we have not introduced the system which can be correct this error. Okay. Now I am adding some 3 extra bits in the message. For example, now our 00 is become 5 times 0, 01 is 01. I am adding 3 1 here, and 1 0 become 1 0 1 1 0, 1 1 is 1 1 0 0 1. That means I am adding 3-digit redundancy here: 000, 111, 110, 001. Now our message set of this message become, this is 5 times 0 is banana, and next is sorry, apple, sorry, apple, this will become banana, and this is cherry, and last is grape. Now I am sending the message apple again. So suppose I am sending 5 times 0 message. Suppose single error has been occurred in the message. So then we can detect that single error has been occurred because there is no other type of message like 100001. And we can also note that this is also single error correcting code. That means this is depends on the how much we have add redundancy in the message. So can we detect and correct this error. Okay, so that means channel encoding helps us to detect and correct these type of error in our message. Now we define block codes. Let A be any set of symbols. A can be a field or ring. Now I am taking the A. Suppose A is any set of symbols. Then any subset of A to the power n. A to the power n, this means this is a set of n tuples, entries from A, is called a block code. That means any set which in which every code word has length n is a block code. A block code of length n with m code words can be written as m cross n array whose rows are code words of given code. Now I am going to define Hamming distance. Now our alphabet is finite field. We know that finite field is denoted by FQ. FQ is a finite field with total number of elements Q. Here we have taken the examples of 0, 1. 0, 1 is also a finite field because it is denoted by F2. Okay, this is also a finite field. This is called binary field. Now these definitions of codes can be generalized to a finite field. Suppose FQ is a finite field with Q elements. We know that characteristics of FQ is also Q. Oh, sorry, Q is P to the power R some prime P. Then characteristics of the field become P prime. Then FQN is defined as this type of set. This is a set of all n tuples, entries from FQ. Suppose first entry is A1, second is A2, and last is AN. The elements of FQN are called vectors or words. In coding theory, we can say these are code words, and actually they are becomes vectors when we go to linear algebra, because this is set FQN is a vector space. Okay, so that means we can say that here we connect some definitions to linear algebra. For example, linear codes we study in next slide. Linear codes are actually linear subspace of FQN. We will study later. What is the Hamming distance? Hamming distance actually denoted by dxy. Okay, dxy, I am thinking that you can understand dxy by metric space. Okay, by metric defined sum. This is actually a metric, but is defined as like this. This is also become a metric, but we study here only. We can introduce this metric as a Hamming distance here. The Hamming distance, this is denoted by dxy for any code, any two vectors x and y of FQN, is the number of places in which they differ. That means I am showing this definition by example. For example, I have two code words 00 and 01. Suppose x is 00 and y is 01. So what is Hamming distance between there? tell me? Because Hamming distance between there is 1. मतलब definition of the Hamming distance is the number of code words in which they differ. That means only difference between first digit are same but second are changed. So that means Hamming distance between 0, 0 and 0, 1 are 1. Hamming distance between 1, 0 and 1, 1 are also 1. Next slide, when we say that what is the Hamming distance between 5 times 0 and 0, 1, 1, 1? 4, because there are 4 digits, four digits in these element and the element which are different. Okay, these Hamming distance will help us to define the detection and correction capacity of a channel. Okay, in next slide we see it. Let C be any subset of FQN, then DC. DC is the minimum of all Hamming distances, which is defined between two distinct code words of C. Okay, so that means DC is the minimum of all Hamming distances between any two code words, different code words of C, if C is any subset of, because if we take two same elements, then distance will become 0. So minimum is always 0. So that means we are not taking in the minimum distance is always greater than or equal to 1. Okay, it's called the this distance is called the minimum distance of C. DC is called the minimum distance of C. Hamming distance plays a very important role in study of coding theory, as because we have two main results and important results which is given by the Hamming minimum distance of the code in coding theory. First is, if D is the minimum distance of a code C, then it can detect up to D minus 1 errors. That means the detection capacity of the communication system will be D minus 1. If D is the minimum distance of code C, then it can correct up to, this is the floor function, D minus 1 by 2 errors. That means using the minimum distance of a code C, we can define the detection and correction capacity of the code. Okay, then that means, for example, I am taking this example. Our set will become so C1 00011. So what is the distance between these two? Distance between these two, distance between these two, distance between these two, distance between these two, and distance between these two. So that means, yeah, here the minimum distance of the C1 is 2. So that means it is a, can we define the detection capacity? The minimum distance we will get of the C1, the minimum distance of C1 is 2. So that means it can detect up to 2 minus 1 error. Okay, and correction capacity D2 minus 1 by 2. 2 minus 1, that means 0. So that means this code cannot correct any error. Okay, in next example, we get the minimum distance here 3 or 4. So then we can say it can detect, suppose this is error is 3, the 3 minus 1, that means 2 error, and 3 minus 1 by 2, that means 1 error. That means it can detect up to 2 errors and correct up to 1 error. So that means minimum Hamming distance help us to define detection and correction capacity of a code. This is very important result in coding theory. Now I am defining linear codes over a finite field. We know from linear algebra that FQN is always a vector space. In linear algebra, when we go to linear algebra, then we can define a linear code as a subspace of FQN. Okay, if it is, we know that every subspace has a dimension. So that means this code C also has a dimension. If the dimension of this subspace is K, then C is called N comma K code. This is the definition. N comma K code means that, what is the meaning of NK code? NK code means this code has length N and the dimension is k over f. Okay. We know that d, the minimum distance of a code, is very important, because using the minimum distance we can define detection and correction capacity of a channel. If the d is the minimum distance of C, so then this is written as NKD code. Okay, encoding in this big bracket, this is NKD code. Okay. Now define dual code. We know that definition of dual from linear algebra, that first thing we define dual means set of all vectors which are orthogonal to every element of a code C. So I am defined C perpendicular is defined, C perp is defined as all elements of FQN of which inner product is 0. Here over FQN we will take, most probably we are taking only the usual inner product there. Usual inner product means dot product. We know that if x is the x1, x2, xn and y is y1, y2n, then x comma y inner product is defined as x1, y1 plus x2, y2 plus x3, y3, so on, xn, yn. This is same thing I am defining here. If code C has dimension k, then the dimension of C perf is always will be n minus k. Okay, so that means using the dimension of C we can define the dimension of C perf, and using the dimension of C perf we can define the dimension of C, because sum of the dimension of C and C perpendicular must be n. Okay. A linear code C is called self-dual if C equal to C perpendicular. And if C is contained in C perpendicular, then it is called self-orthogonal. Self-orthogonal means every code word is perpendicular to every code word of C. Self-dual means self-dual is also self-orthogonal, but the condition is that condition will be on dimension. If C has dimension k, and if its orthogonal set also has dimension n minus k, so then it will become self-dual. Okay. Now decoding of a linear code. So how can we, now we have seen that how can we encode the message. Encoding means we have to add some redundancy in the message. Now we are going to learn the process of decoding of a linear code. The main importance of the linear code is that in linear coding, encoding and decoding is very simple. So there is no difficulty in encoding and decoding. This is very easy to encode and decode a message. So we are studying linear code. There are many research paper has been published over linear codes over a field, as well as linear codes over rings. This is very important. This linear code plays a very important role in study of codes over field as well as ring. For example, I am taking a code C which has 4 elements, 4 times 0, 1 0 1 1, 0 1 0 1, 1 1 1 0. Okay. How can we decode? Suppose receiver we are sending a message and receiver will get a message. So how can the receiver channel decoder decode the codes of a linear code? We are here studying the process of this. First thing is, we know that what are the cosets. We have already studied in groups as well as in linear algebra, because linear algebra the operation will become addition, but in groups operation will be depends on the group of the operation of the group. So first thing, what are the cosets there? The first cosets is C. Second coset will be 1 000 plus C. Third is 0 1 0 0 plus C, and fourth is 0 0 1 0 plus C. So we can note that 100C, these are the first elements of the codes. Okay, these cosets, and these elements are known as leading elements of these cosets. Okay, leading elements of coset C, because we know that C is also coset, is 0 0 0, and leading element of this coset is 1 0 0, because this decoding and this coset has leading element 0 1 0 0 and this coset has leading element 0 0 1 0. Why I am presenting these leading coefficients? Because leading coefficients plays an important role in decoding of a linear code. Okay, now I am giving an example to understand this decoding. For example, I want to send the message 0, these 4 times 0. This is our code C. Okay, suppose this is, I want to send this message 4 times 0. Okay, suppose this 4 times, these 4 codes are in C, 0 0 0 1 0 1 1 0 1 0 1 and triple 1 0. Suppose I have transmitted this code 4 times 0. Suppose a single error has been occurred in the message. Suppose this code is become 0 0 0 1. Okay, this code is become 0 0 0. Now how can we decode? Okay, we got the message 0 0 1. So how can we decode? So first thing we have to go, suppose we have got this message 0 0 0 1. So how can we decode? The first thing we have to go the leading coefficient. After going to leading coefficient, we go to the first element. So then we will get the original message. Okay, this is the decoding process. Using the help of cosets, we can decode the message of C. Now we are studying cyclic codes. What are the cyclic codes? We know that what is a cyclic shift. Cyclic shift means, cyclic shift is a transformations which change any element A0, A1, AN minus 1 to AN minus 1, A0. That means first last element will become first element in cycle notation. So a transformations which goes, this is called a cyclic shift. Okay, a transformations which change this type of element to this type of elements is called a transformations. A linear code C, cyclic codes are basically linear codes. A linear code C is called a cyclic code if any cyclic shift of a code word resolves a code word. That means a linear code C, this is a cyclic code if when we take cyclic shift of any element, the next element must be in C. Okay, cyclic codes plays very important role in algebraic coding theory, because we can present these cyclic codes in polynomial representation. When we go to polynomial, then we can study polynomial ring, because polynomial ring is a very important part of algebra. So that means we can apply here algebraic tools. So this become very interesting. To each, for any vector A0, A1, AN minus 1, we can associate a polynomial to this element. Polynomial will be first element A0 plus A1x, AN minus x1. Okay. Now, when we shift this element to AN minus 1, for example, we want to take last element to the first, then we have to multiply the whole polynomial by x. So now this will become A0x, A1x together, AN minus 1x. So we have to remove this x to the power n. So that means we have to take quotient ring x n minus 1. So now we know that if we are taking quotient ring fqx upon x minus 1, so then xn minus 1 will plays a role of modulus. So that means xn minus 1 becomes 0 in this polynomial ring. So that means xn equal to 1. So that means when we replace x to the power n by 1, so then will become an minus 1 plus a0x an minus 1 xn. Sorry, I have forgotten to mention here. Sorry, I forgotten to mention here ax n minus 2. So now we can see that this element corresponds to this element. Okay. So that means in this polynomial ring, this residue class ring, when we multiply any polynomial by x, so then this will become cyclic shift of this element. Okay, this will become cyclic shift of this element. which correspond to the vector I have also written there, which is corresponding to this element. So that means this quotient ring important very role in study of cyclic codes in algebraic coding theory. So then we can say that then a linear code C over FQ is a cyclic code, and if and only if its polynomial representation, that means we can present associate a polynomial to every code word, is an ideal of this quotient ring. Okay, so that means if we want to find all cyclic codes of length n over a field FQ, so then what we have to find? We have to find the complete ideal structure of this polynomial. So that means we have associate our coding theory to algebra. Okay, so this is name, this mean that means we are, so that means we can say that coding theory, algebraic coding, what we can say this is a coding theory, algebraic coding theory, because main concept is we are using polynomial ring here, and the main structure of cyclic codes is depend on the ideal structure of the ring FQX upon Xn minus 1. How can we find the ideal structure of this ring? There are many methods presented by the researchers in many research papers. So how can we? Suppose, but main thing is the ideal structure of the ring FQ X upon X minus 1 is depends on the factorization of Xn minus 1 over FQ. Okay. We know that FQ is a unique factorization domain, but this thing depends on the n. What we are taking n here. Suppose n is relatively prime to q. Suppose n is relatively prime to q, then Xn minus 1 always has a unique factorization over FQ. So that means we will get unique ideal structure of the ring. This is very easy to find. That means very easy to find out the complete ideal structure. That means very easy to find out the total number of cyclic codes over the FQ of length n. We can find out a formula to find a total number of cyclic codes of length n over FQ. But what is the main thing? When n is not relatively, if n is relatively prime to q, so then these codes are, then ideals of these, we can say cyclic codes are known as simple root cyclic codes. But if n is not relatively prime to q, then X minus 1 is not it cannot be factored uniquely over FQ. Factorization of Xn minus 1 we need not be unique. Then we cannot find the complete ideal structure. Then this type of cyclic codes are called repeated root cyclic codes over. Okay, so that means we can study two types of cyclic codes over FQ. First is simple root cyclic codes, and next is repeated root cyclic codes. Okay. Now I am studying, we are going to study linear codes over a finite ring. Okay, we cannot take infinite ring because the structure of infinite ring will become very complicated. So we cannot define the total number of cyclic codes. We cannot take cyclic shift of any code word. This is if we take infinite ring, so this is very become tedious. So we are taking only finite ring. Suppose R is a finite ring. A subset C of Rn is called a linear code if it is a submodule of module R to the power n. We know that R to the power n become module here because R is a ring, not field. If field, then it will become vector space, and a linear code will be a subspace of FQn. But here become a linear code is a submodule of Rn. Okay. We define dual code. Dual is here dual is defined as usual and similar to we have studied in finite field. To set of all elements of this C perp is set of all elements of Rn which are orthogonal to every element of C. Now here also define cyclic codes. Definition of cyclode is similar to what we have studied in finite field. Linear code C is called cyclic code if any cyclic shift of code word is a code word. is also a code word. That means when A0 an minus 1 in C, then an minus 1 A0 A1 an minus 2 must also in C. A linear code, when now we can associate these this code word into some polynomial. So we can say that when we go to the polynomial representation, as similar in finite field, a linear code C or FQ is a cyclic code of length n if and only if polynomial representation is ideal of the ring. Here we have two concepts: simple root cyclic codes and repeated root of cyclic codes. Simple root cyclic code, that means here main concept is characteristic of the ring. If n is not relatively prime to characteristic of the ring, then these cyclic codes are called simple root cyclic codes. And if n is relatively prime to p, then these are known simple root cyclic codes. And if n is not relatively prime to characteristics of the ring R, then they are known repeated root cyclic codes, because then there is chance of occurring x minus 1 chance of occurring factors in repeated times in the factorization of xn minus 1. So these are called repeated root cyclic code. Now present what we many researchers have done major work in algebraic coding theory. In the early history of coding theory, the coding codes has been studied over finite fields, but the passage of time, more general structure have been considered and implemented. After field study, the study of codes, after field, the codes has been studied over finite rings. The study of codes over rings has attracted a lot of interest by many research scholars, especially after a landmark paper of Hemans et al., which is published in 1994. Main work of codes in rings is over finite chain ring and Galois ring. We know that what is finite chain ring. Finite chain ring means a ring, if ideal structure of the ring, if all ideals of rings forms a chain under set inclusion, then this ring is called finite chain ring. Many research paper has been published over codes over finite chain rings. Okay. Cyclic codes form an important family of linear codes because we can represent cyclic codes by polynomial, and cyclic codes are associated to polynomial representation. So these cyclic codes plays a very important role in algebraic coding theory. And cyclic codes, we have also studied that cyclic codes are subset of linear codes. That means it is family of linear codes, and which is very important in coding theory. The cyclic codes are must studied among all families of codes because their algebraic structure and ease of decoding and encoding. The process of the process of encoding and decoding linear codes is very simple. So as well we can say that because cyclic codes are also family of linear codes, so we can say that encoding and decoding process in cyclic codes was very easy. We know that many research scholars have studied codes, cyclic codes as well linear codes. We can say linear codes over finite chain rings. So main finite chain ring is ZQ. That means set of integers modulo Q. Because when we take the ring ZQ, suppose Q is some prime P. So then we know that ideal structure of the ring is 0, 1, P, P square, P3, so on, P to the power R minus 1 if Q is P to the power R. So that means we can say that Z4, Z8 because 8 is to the power 3, Z16 because 16 is to the power 4. These all are finite chain rings. But many research scholars have taken some extension of these rings. Very important and basic extension is Z4 plus UZ4. This is extension of finite chain ring because Z4 is a finite chain ring because Z4 has ideal structure 0, generated by 0, generated by 1, generated by 2. Okay, but the ring Z4 plus UZ4 is not a chain ring because it is not a principal ideal ring, because the maximal ideal of Z4 plus UZ4 is 2 comma U. Why? Because U condition on the U is U square equal to 0. That means Z in Z4 U is not a unit. Okay, because U is here non-unit, and 2 square is also 0, 0 in this ring, so 2 is also unit. 2 and U together, 2 and U forms an ideal generated by 2 comma U by 2 and U. So 2 and U is not a principal ideal ring. Every finite chain ring is a principal ideal ring. So that means this ring is not a principal ideal ring. So where this is very basic ring which is not a principal ideal ring, or we can say the finite chain ring. So after the study of chords Z over Z4 plus UZ4, researchers have taken a keen interest, very interest in the study of chords over these types of rings. Many research, I have also extended this ring into ZQ plus UZQ. Many other researchers have also studied some type of chords over this ring Z4 plus UZ4. First, Ildiz and Karadniz have studied linear chords over this ring. They have also discussed self-dual chords and proved the Macmillan identity for the weighted enumerators. Macmillan identity means there is identity in coding theory which relates number of code word of C, which relates a relation which relates C and C perf. Okay, which relates code which relate a code C to its dual C perf. Ildiz and Aydin have described the algebraic structure of cyclic chords of this ring. Okay, that means Ildiz and Aydin have introduced structure of cyclic chords, algebraic structure of cyclic chords over this known chain ring. Liu and Prampalli have studied structure of self-dual cyclic chords. Here, these are self-dual linear chords, but they have introduced there and studied the algebraic properties of self-dual cyclic chords over this ring. Bandi and Bentwal, Mason and Bentwal is my guide, which is associate professor, who is associate professor in Department of Mathematics, IIT Roorkee. Ramakrishna Bandi is my senior, and present is assistant professor in Triple IT Naya Raipur. They have studied cyclic chords over the ring Z4 plus UZ square. I have followed the work of Bandi and Bentwal and Luo and Prampalli. I have generalized this ring Z4 plus UZ4 to ZQ plus UZQ, where Q is some power of prime P. Okay, and I have studied firstly, and I have studied. We have studied cyclic chords over the ring ZQ plus UZQ. First thing, what is ZQ plus UZQ? ZQ plus ZQ is a ring where Q is P power I. This is a non-chain ring, and this our work is actually the generalization of the earlier work on Z4 plus UZ4. Ideal structure of the ring Z4 plus UZ4 is very easy, because the ideal structure of the ring Z4 plus UZ4 is very easy, because there are total number of elements 16. So we can easily compute the ideal structure of, but the ideal structure of the ring ZQ plus UZQ is very difficult to determine. So firstly we have determined the complete ideal structure of this ring. We have computed the total number of ideals over this ring. Using the ideal structure of this ring, we have obtained the structure of cyclic chords over R. We have also given the condition, a necessary and sufficient condition for a cyclic chord to be self-dual, and we have using the software Magma. Magma is a software which is related to in which we can use algebraic tools there. For example, we can find ideals of this ring. We can define some operations on elements of the rings field, as well as Magma is a very important software. This is also available online freely. Okay, if anyone is interested, then he can learn Magma, and um, can also can do some any calculation related to algebra in the software Magma. Using the software Magma, we have obtained some good self-dual codes over the ring Z8 plus UZ8, which are basically subring of the ring, which are particular cases of the ring ZQ plus UZQ and Z9 plus UZ9. This work is accepted in the paper Philomet. So now I am presenting some properties of the ring R. So I am thinking that this is advanced work in coding. So my basic concept of codes, algebraic codes over fields and rings has been completed. So I want to stop my presentation. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So, thank you, Rajkumar sir, for your nicely explored the applications of finite fields and polynomial rings in the coding theory. You have also given nice relation between linear codes and module theory, and also you have nicely explained cyclic code, linear code, and also ideals, maximal ideal, all things explained in the coding theory. So just I want to ask a simple query. If every submodule a linear code?
Sir, every submodule is not linear code, but when we take module is R to the power n, okay? Because there are many modules over rings, because there are many modules which can be defined over rings, but here I am taking very simple module R to the power n. That means this is set of all n tuples over R, where R is a finite ring. But in module theory, when you take R is infinite ring, then it is also become module. But I am taking here finite.
Okay.
This is very restricted to finite. Our work is restricted to finite rings. So that means submodule of R to the power n is a linear code, which can be easily studied. After that, there is no work has been presented in research papers. How can we, because
that is true in the finite case.
Okay, sir, this is true.
Just I am asking. Okay. Thank you very much, sir. So from the participants, if you have any queries, so just you feel free to ask